Hey guys, today we're doing a training video and I'm taking you along for a normal training day. So now we're in the truck on the way to the track. Today I listened to a podcast with Jet Lawrence, best rider in the world, on Jackson Podcast, and it's pretty cool to hear what he have to say, because there's always a few little pieces of information that you can characterize as insider information. And then if that applies to you, if you can learn something from it, then you can try to think about how can you integrate this knowledge into your own life and your own training. For example, Jet Lawrence, he said that he's really good at not overthinking, and then when there's pressure on him during races, the pressure has a positive effect on him. And that's something I really want to learn myself, because I actually ride worse in competition than I do in practice. I also love listening to Gypsy Tales podcast. It's probably a number one motocross podcast in the world, if you ask me. He's got like all the top guys on us, so I love learning from the best riders in the world by listening to podcasts. And I also love learning from the best experts in the world in any other field, be it business or science or politics, knowing what's going on in the world. Then I go to listen on Joe Rogan podcast, because he has all the best experts in the world in basically any field you can ask for. And you will learn a lot more than if you just follow, if you follow the mainstream media, if you watch your TV, because it's all, there's financial interest in what comes out on your TV. So why not listen to a less biased source of information when you are taking in information to figure out what's going on in the world? Anyways, today we're gonna have some fun training whips and whoops. Gonna train some whoop-de-doos. So today I'm super excited because we got a new jump in the background here, or I should say a longer landing has been made on this jump. It's my favorite tabletop for practicing whips, which will also make me better at scrub. So if I get really good at improving on this jump, I'll get better at hitting all other jumps faster and whipping and scrubbing. So that's gonna be the purpose of today. Throw some good whips on this jump, and then also practicing whoops on the whoop section right behind here. So let's have a look at that. And then I also do a little bit of running around, and I'll do this side to side run where you run like this and then like that. So if I should give you one warm-up exercise for motocross, this would be the one, because this will warm up your knee joints and ligaments, so you'll be less likely to get an injury in your knees. And here's the whoop section that we're gonna train on. I hit these whoops last time and it went pretty good, but I think we got them a little bit bigger this time. Let's try to count here. Oh, there's one training on the whoop section already. He's so happy. Let's see how long the distance is. 1, 2, 3. So they're still around 3 meters apart. So that's about 9 feet between. And they look like they're around 1 foot high or something like that. Should be fun. I'm still new to skimming whoops, so this is something I will be practicing today. Pretty cool skill to have. I'll put a helmet camera on so we can get some helmet footage from today's video. Balancing up. So today I'll put up my camera stand a few places, like here we're doing some turns, and then later we'll put it up for the whoop section at the end of the video, and some scrubs. And we're gonna see how low I can scrub in this video. That's gonna be one of the goals. And now let's head out on the track together. You can follow here on the GoPro and I'll show you a lap around the track. Here's my training buddy Gordon. He's really fast even though he's already 55 years old. So I'll follow him around here and see if I can pass him after a lap maybe. Let's see what we can do. So here after turn 1 there's a long straight, and as you'll see in the next lap I'm gonna take the inside to find a ray around Gordon, and then there's 2 small tabletops here, and then a nice bold turn here into another tabletop, and then another longer tabletop here. And then this turn I practiced to not use the brakes, just Ryan Dungey style. And the same goes for this turn. It's something I'm practicing. Just carry the momentum, let it roll. And of course this is something you have to be careful with if you're coming in really fast. So basically I'm just telling you a few things that I'm working on. It doesn't mean that you have to work on the same, because remember, each person should work at the level they're at. And that's also what I do in my personal coaching. I tailor each program to the individual, to exactly the skill level that the person is at, and with the flaws and errors that each person tend to make. We all have our own habits. Let's do a quick garage pit stop before we continue the video. I've already made over 370 videos and I already got over 500,000 views total. So I thought it's time to make it a bit more professional and step up the level. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're getting some kind of value out of this content. But did you know that the most well-produced videos I make, they are my online courses? And my online courses in general are all about living a high-performance lifestyle. And it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or a business person. So I have almost 10 online courses right now. And some of the best ones, they are related to diet, sleep optimization and morning routines, evening routines, hydration, managing overtraining, and even the things like improving your posture, how you can make a program for that, and your mobility. So if you're interested in all that stuff, go and check out the links to the courses in the description below. And I should mention, there's actually a free preview for each of these courses. You can watch the first 10 minutes for free or something and see if it's something for you. With that out of the way, let's get back to the video. Okay, now we're back on the bike, and after turn 1 here, I'm gonna see if I can pass Gordon. So I'm taking a different line than him out of the turn. And I take the inside here, where I really have to get as fast on the gas as possible again to make sure he doesn't pass me with all that momentum coming from the outside. And then I go to the inside again here to block the inside, so good old Gordon, he can't pass me back. But enough playing around. Now let's start doing some whips and see how low I can scrub. And the jump I always like to practice on is not this one, I'll show you. It's the final jump. This one I practice doing these turn down whips. And then this is the one I do the best whips on, this one here. So soon I'm gonna put up my camera stand on the side of the jump, and then we'll measure how low I scrub comparing to some of the other riders. But first I'll just show you some still shots of what the bike looks like in the air, seen from the bike. And in the next clip here I'll just show you a little detail of a small skill that I'm also practicing while whipping. So here you see, if you notice my boot position, I put it on the number plate when I feel like the whip is a bit too big. Then I can help squeeze the bike back to straight. But keep in mind, you don't have to necessarily do that. If you're really good at whipping, you will know how to whip so it comes back to straight by itself, which it does most of the time. It's only maybe like every 5 or 7 times I do it that I put the boot on the number plate to squeeze it back to straight. Okay, so here's my first whip, and notice how the cloud position can be used as a measuring point for how low I jump. So that was another rider jumping a similar height. But now notice that here I scrub maybe half a meter lower than the cloud, so that's pretty good. So this way I can hit the jump with more speed without over jumping the jump, and thereby do a faster lap time. And soon I'll work on my turn down whips on this jump. Let me know if you want a separate video on that. That's pretty cool. And then eventually I'll start practicing turn up whips on this jump. It's suitable for that. I didn't practice that for many years, but it's really fun as well. A quick garage pit stop before we continue the video. So one of the new ways you can train with me, actually starting from today, is by joining Fast Club, where you basically just click the join button on the channel and join the channel as a channel member on the Fast Club level. And then that will include free coaching, where I review one of your riding videos every month, just a short riding video. That way you can get a personally tailored program to match exactly where you are at your current level. And then I'll give you a plan for how to get to the next level. Pretty simple. Another way you can train with me is in person, physically, training here in Phuket, Thailand. I definitely think you should check out Fit Camp 5. There's also a link in the description. That is a training camp concept. Because remember, you as a rider have a physical body. You could say that step 1 is to build the rider first. Build your physical body, build your mobility, build your strength, build your cardio. And then of course we also go and work at the track on riding technique, which is just as important. But you have to have all the pieces of the puzzle together to build the full package of becoming your best version of yourself, both as a rider, but also basically as a healthy human being. So if that sounds interesting, consider clicking that join button or send me an email on fastclubriders@gmail.com and then we'll get in touch. I apologize for the interruption. I actually don't like to do these kind of self-promotional videos, but I consider it an infomercial because think about it like this. The reason you're watching these videos is that you are getting some sort of value from these videos. But of course, I don't do this for free. You know, I do provide most of my content for free. But of course, my best content is my online courses on UDEMY, links in the description, and also, of course, my personalized videos that I make for people that I coach. Sorry for the interruption. Now let's get back to the video. And now we're going to practice some whoops on this whoop section. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how I practice and what I try to focus on. So when you're entering the whoops, you want to be really neutral on the bike and really unlocked in the arms. And you want to come in with steady throttle. And you want to maintain that steady throttle and drive. And you want to also be in a higher gear so you don't run out of RPMs and start to have nosedive. I started in third gear, but I'll continue with fourth gear soon. And then here I stopped the video to check my body position because in the beginning I was too squatted. I mean, I had too bent knees, so I'm trying to work on straightening my knees and also straightening my back. And I made some progress actually. This was a pretty good picture where I have a flat back, 45 degrees, and pretty straight legs, not too bent, compared to this picture where I'm rounding my back. And I'm also squatting too much. I'm bending my knees too much, so I have to stay composed. And I think I made some good progress on that. Just because I'm out of my comfort zone, but you can see in this picture I got it fixed. So as I get more comfortable, I will be able to get into my usual correct body position and looseness in the arms. So I'll continue to work on it, even though I'm a motocross rider and I don't train whoops normally because it's a supercross skill. I still want to learn it. If you want to get better at riding, check out Fast Club by joining the YouTube channel. If you want to get fitter while being on a holiday, check out fitcamp5.com. And if you like to train motocross in Thailand, check out motocrossbooking.com with the slogan, dreams are meant to come true. So if you dream about becoming a better motocross rider, check those things out.